the quick acting couplings. So in the previous discussion we discussed about how a pipe or a tube or a hose can be connected to a hydraulic system or to some elements of the hydraulic system. So mostly you have to use some thread arrangement, or you have to use some kind of fasteners to join two flanges. So those are the common methods of connecting elements. Now, if you are having a situation where you want to frequently separate the elements and then you have to make the connection, then if you are using threaded elements, then what happens? Every time you remove the thread and again you want to join it, the thread is going to be damaged, and over a period of time, the thread will not be having sufficient strength to give the required tightness, and it will result in a leakage. So we want some mechanisms by which we will be able to quickly make the joint, or we will be able to disassemble the joint that we have formed. So the element which is going to help us in making such a type of a connection is called as a quick acting coupling. So the name coupling itself will tell that it is going to help us in joining two elements of the hydraulic system. So there are three basic types of it. The first one is straight through coupling. Second one is one-way shut-off coupling. The other one is two-way shut-off coupling, or it is also called as self-sealing couplings. So now we will see each one of them, how they are going to function. So the first one is a straight through coupling. So straight through coupling, you are having two elements. So this is one end, this is another end. We want the hydraulic fluid to flow through the pipe or to flow through this. So we should make a leak-proof joint. So you are having these are the two piping elements. Then you are having a sleeve. Then you will be having a spring which will hold the sleeve in position. Then you are having a ball. So this is the important thing. Now first, if you want to make the coupling, you have to pull the sleeve backwards. Then you insert the pipe into the coupling. When you are inserting the pipe into the coupling, the ball will be lifted upwards because there is sufficient space for it. So it will be lifted upwards. So you continue to insert the pipe, and when the two pipes are connecting at a face to face here without any gap, at that point the two grooves present in the second pipe as well as the first one, they will be along the same line, and if you are releasing this particular sleeve, the ball will be pressed down like that. And you cannot separate the two elements. You cannot separate the two piping elements because the ball whichever is present here, it is stopping the movement. Now, if you are allowed switching on the pump, or if you want the flow to happen, it can happen without any leakage. Now, if you want to separate it, all you have to do is you have to pull the sleeve backwards and you have to separate the two piping elements. So you can make this connection any number of times without any damage to any of the members. So it is called as straight through coupling because you are not stopping the flow at any point of time. So if there is some oil present in the pipe, it will simply flow out. It will simply flow out and the oil will be wasted. So that is one issue associated with straight through coupling. The next one is one-way shut-off coupling. The next type of quick acting coupling is one-way shut-off coupling. So in this case, what happens is you are having two elements which you want to connect. So in one of them, you are having something called as the poppet wall. So this is a poppet wall. Now, what is a poppet wall? Poppet wall is the ball in which the flow passage is closed by something called as a poppet, which is held in position using a spring. So if you are applying some force here, this will move backwards and the flow path will be open. And if you are removing the force, this spring will ensure that this element is resting against this surface and the flow path is closed. Which means the flow cannot happen in this direction, but if you are opening the particular wall, then the flow can flow in this direction or it can flow in the other direction. So this wall will be open only when you are keeping this particular poppet downwards and keeping the passage open. Now how does this operate? So again the operation is same. You are having a sleeve, you are having a ball which will hold the two piping elements together. This is the second pipe, and in the second pipe you will be having some element which will ensure that this particular poppet will be pushed backwards and the flow path will be kept open. So now we will see step by step. So first you have to pull the sleeve backwards. If you are not pulling the sleeve backwards, what will happen? This ball, whichever is present half inside, it will remain like that. So when the ball is half inside, this particular piping element cannot enter because this ball is going to obstruct. But when the sleeve is pulled backwards, there is sufficient space on top here. So when this element is coming inside, the ball can be pushed upwards. So we'll see. So the ball will be pushed upwards. Now, this particular element is just touching the poppet. If you further move it, the poppet will be opened, the flow is going to come inside and it can flow here. So you are pushing it inside. So you have to completely push it inside so that it is touching at the end surfaces, and the two grooves here will come in the same line, and the ball can sit here and it can lock the two elements. Then you have to release the sleeve. So once you release the sleeve, then the ball will be held in position, the coupling is formed, the flow can happen. Now why it is called one-way shut-off coupling? It is called one-way shut-off coupling because even though if you are separating the two elements, one of the element is having a poppet wall which will make sure that the flow is not happening through it. So that is why it is called as one way. In the other element, it is open. This kind of coupling is present in your gas cylinder where you are using the regulator. So you are fixing the regulator. Now how you will fix the regulator? There will be something like black gasket will be there. You just have to lift it upwards. The moment you lift it upwards, the same thing, the sleeve will be lifted upwards. Then you will be having some space for the element to have motion. You press it on top of the cylinder. Then once you release that particular sleeve, that two elements will be in a joint. Now where is the poppet in this case? So in this case, the poppet is present on the cylinder and the sleeve is present on the pipe which is coming from the stove. Now whatever the stove element is there, even if it is open, there is no danger because only little amount of gas is present there. So even if it is open, it is not going to create any trouble. But the cylinder will be having the poppet valve, so it should immediately close whenever you are lifting the regulator. Otherwise, the gas will be simply coming out and it will create problems. So there are different configurations. In whatever configuration you want, you can build this particular one-way shut-off valve. So the basic thing is it will have a poppet valve in one of the ends, and when you are disassembling the coupling, that particular poppet valve will ensure that the piping is closed and the other one will remain open because there is nothing to close. So there should be some additional projection or some element which will ensure that when the coupling is closed, in the closed position, the poppet will be open. So this is a one-way shut-off coupling. The next one is a two-way shut-off coupling. So in this case, the two ends will be closed whenever you are not making a coupling or you are not making the joint. The two ends will be closed. Now why the two ends will be closed? The two ends will be closed because there are two poppet valves at the end of the piping element. So this is a one poppet valve. That is also having a projection. This is the second poppet valve in the other element. That is also having the projection. When you are bringing them together, these two will press against one another and this will move backwards, and this also one will be moving backwards to ensure that the flow is happening through this particular piping element. Now we will see. The first step is you have to pull the sleeve backwards. Then you have to insert the piping one into one another. So the two elements are not touching. Only when they touch, the poppets will be open. So you continue to insert it. So the two elements will be touching. If you push them further, you can see here, this one has gone back, though the flow path is open. This poppet also has gone back, the flow path is open. So the flow can take place in this direction or in the other direction without any issues. Then once you release the sleeve, the balls will be pushed down into the groove and it will be held in position, because of which the two elements cannot separate and they will be in a locked position to ensure that a leak-proof joint is created. So it is very easy to make the connection and very easy to break the connection. That is why it is called as quick acting coupling. So this is a very simple schematic diagram. The actual diagram will be something like this. So this is a diagram of a two-way shut-off coupling. So you can see this is a sleeve, that is a locking sleeve. You are having ball. So there will be several balls all around the circumference of that particular element. Then you are having the locking groove. So you can see here there are certain tapers. You are having the tapers which will ensure the movement of the ball. So all the locations wherever the ball is making contact, it will be having some taper. So you can see in the front here also you are having taper. The groove also is having a taper. So once you insert it, these are the two projection surfaces. They will be pressing against one another and the poppet will be moving backwards. So you are having a spring here, you are having a spring over there. So because of which the ball will, poppet will be open and the flow will take place. So the sleeve also will be having a spring. This is the spring of the sleeve so that it is always coming in the forward position. So you have to pull the sleeve back. You have to make insert the two elements. Then you release the sleeve. This ball will ensure that the two elements are held in position. This is the assembled view of the two-way shut-off valve. So you can see the yellow colored one is a flow path. So whatever the element is there here, it will not be a solid one. It will be having lot of holes so that the fluid can flow through it very easily. So what is the problem associated with them? So the problem associated with them is they are going to reduce the cross-sectional flow. So whatever the area available here and whatever the area available here is equal, but in between you are seeing a lot of reduction in the area. So there will be some amount of pressure losses because you are using a shut-off couplings. So but if you want to reduce the pressure loss, then we have to increase the flow path here. If you are increasing the flow path, the size of this element is going to increase tremendously, so which may not be very beneficial for easy handling. Its weight is also going to increase. So we are taking some amount of pressure losses because we want very quick assembly and very quick disassembly of the two connecting elements. So this is the two-way shut-off valve. So two-way shut-off valve is very advantageous because the moment you disconnect the two elements, whatever fluid is there inside, it is not going to come out. So the fluid flow is shut off very quickly. So no amount of fluid is going to be wasted. But in case of straight through and one-way shut-off valve, whatever the fluid is there in the pipe, it will immediately start to flow out. So it will immediately start to flow out, or some moisture is there or air is there that can enter into the piping, so which you have to remove it by carefully. Otherwise, that air will remain trapped inside and it will create its own problems. But all these things are eliminated in a two-way shut-off coupling. So the cost also is going to increase from a straight through is a lowest cost, whereas two-way shut-off coupling is of the highest cost. So this is about the quick acting couplings, their working, their advantages and disadvantages.